Welcome to another episode of the CPG Guys podcast. Our hosts, Sri Rajgopalan, Peter V.S. Bond, and Brian Gildenberg explore how brands and retailers engage consumers in an increasingly digitally driven world. And now, here are the CPG Guys.
Hello, folks, and welcome to this episode of the CPG Guys podcast. I'm, of course, Sri, your co-host, and not joining me today because I'm actually live at the NielsenIQ Consumer 360 conference in May 2024 at Desert Ridge, Phoenix, Arizona. That would have been Peter, and when he's not co-hosting this podcast, he serves as Partnership Acceleration Lead at Flywheel, a division of Omnicom that helps enterprise brands improve their SEO and SEM, growing their e-commerce businesses. Please do listen to my older daughter Riya Raj's music at www.riyaraj.com. That's R-H-E-A-R-A-J. Follow my younger daughter Lara Raj as a member of the Geffen Records Universal Music Group Cat's Eye, who will be dropping their latest debut single in June. While my wife Kavita Raj has her own podcast, Lights, Camera, Convo, on iHeartRadio and all streaming platforms in June. All four in the family, lo and behold, will actually have our own podcast and on radio.
That's pretty incredible.
Before we get to our guest today, we want to ask you to help spread the word about the community we've created in the CPG Guys beyond sharing our podcasts with your own friends. If you're using Apple or Spotify as your preferred listening platform, leave us a rating, as it helps feed the algorithm that makes us more findable by CPG retail people like you looking for education and entertainment. We're happy that the CPG Guys is part of an impressive collection of highly rated podcasts, including the CPG Guys Fast Forward by Brian Gildenberg, CPG Guys Scoop with Risa and Jennifer, and the FMCG Guys with Daniel, Efrain, and Christine. For those of you that didn't know, those are 3 franchises we started. And soon we'll also have a franchise coming out of India. And finally, we're incredibly proud of our allyship with Next Up, whose mission is to advance the cause of women in business and to promote gender equality in the workplace. Next Up has terrific educational networking resources available to its members, and I, of course, serve as a board of director leading the development committee of Next Up. Links to our podcast, our sister cast, our landing page on Next Up, and the social media profiles of my daughters Ria and Laura, my wife's podcast, may be found in the digital liner notes of this episode. So now let's get to the conversation at hand. I am joined today by none other than Kim Cox, managing director at NielsenIQ for North America eCommerce and Global Snapshots. She's been with NIQ almost 20 years, started as a part of BuzzMetrics doing social media analytics, fun stuff, mainly for P&G. I mean, what a greater way to start than P&G, and moved into real-time advertising optimization and crossed over to NIQ's retail consumer measurement side of the business about 8 years ago. That's a pretty well-rounded career.
Thanks.
You moved into this role because you're so passionate about helping to advance our industry with better actionable data sets and a goal of wanting to make your clients have less blind spots, easy access to data, and to have to spend less time and energy harmonizing data sets. You and I also believe we're at a pivotal point where consumer shopping is going to continue to get even more fragmented. Mm-hmm. That leads us to our topic, and I can't think of a better person with such a well-rounded background with a passion to ensure that people can actually get access to the data and insights that they want. Is NielsenIQ the premier partner of choice for full retail measurement? And we're going to unpack the details behind that and try to answer that question. Fair?
Yeah, fair. Thank you for having me. This is great.
Well, the CPG Guys believe that's the case already.
Good. Well, let's see if I can prove it even more.
But you're going to tell me the why so that our audience can join us in that journey of belief as well.
Perfect.
So Kim, welcome to the CPG Guys. We're happy to have you on the show.
Thank you. Thrilled to be here.
Before we get started with our Q&A segment here, can you give us a quick overview of your current role as MD for e-commerce at NIQ?
Yeah, so I've always been passionate about e-commerce in the social media space ever since I started my career with Nielsen at the time. Right now, I'm focused on leading our commercial efforts around our full view measurement solutions, which essentially is our e-commerce solutions that are merged with our retail POS data, and then also other e-commerce solutions as well. So what I do day in and day out is I work with our sales teams and then our clients to make sure that we're bringing them the best, most actionable, highest quality, most granular e-commerce measurement and digital shelf activation products. And our strategy all the way down from our CEO down is absolutely to be a market-led organization. And what that means is we want to listen to our clients as our trusted partners and get feedback from them and then build that into our product development lifecycle. And so Nielsen is developing omni-channel full view solutions faster than ever before. We're doing that in partnership with our clients and then all of our product leadership ops teams too. So I work very closely with our cross-functional teams as well.
The timing is great because the world has changed. E-commerce has now become, depending on the category of business, over 15% of somebody's business.
Yeah.
As a CCO of General Mills, I'd always feel there are many players offering e-commerce data, but no one has it in a great spot yet.
Yeah.
So you can pick and choose who you want to go with. It's going to be average to above average at best. And Kim, guess what?
What?
You're going to tell me why NIQ is the best.
Yeah, I will. So
thank you first for that overview.
Perfect.
In the digital lineups of this episode, we'll include links to your LinkedIn profile and NIQ's website, of course, for our listeners to access while we go on with our conversation. So the first question is actually a very simple one. I casually say NIQ is the best choice in North America for full view measurement, but to a listener, what is full view measurement? Like, what should they anticipate from NIQ for full measurement and what should they not anticipate?
Yeah, so our full view measurement product is essentially just what we're calling our sales measurement product. And it brings together our traditional retail point of sale data that we get from retailers, which we absolutely love. It has ePOS as well, but it also merges other next generation data sets that we've been spending a lot of money on over the last several years, investing to make sure that we can follow the consumer wherever they go so that we're not solely reliant on point of sale data, because we know that consumers shop in a lot of different ways and not just through point of sale. So our goal with this product is to provide as much granularity as possible and do it in a way that enables our clients to be able to look at traditional retail point of sale data, but then also direct to consumer, social commerce, and then have breakouts for click and collect and delivered to home and all of the different ways the consumer can shop.
From a user standpoint, can they see all of that in one tool?
All in one tool, absolutely.
And what do you actually call the tool?
So we call the tool Discover. We migrated all of our US clients to the Discover platform last year. So it is as simple as, adding an additional set of data to that same platform, but everything looks the exact same way. All of the data selections are the exact same way. Really, beautiful tool. Shout out to the team that built that.
It's funny because prior to the actual recording of this episode, you and I were discussing Nitro.
Yeah.
So, of course, I'm dating myself when I say that my journey with Nitro is 28 years old in the C-Store channel for PepsiCo. But how far the product has come into Discover is pretty amazing, right?
Mine's not quite 28 years, but I did my first client.
Oh, I did it myself. I didn't say you were part of the data history.
My first client on this side of the business with Scan Data was on Nitro, and they loved that blueberry, and it was Abbott. So that was where I got my testing grounds.
I have lots of friends at Abbott. But take us through the years of evolution of this full view measurement in Discover, and then as you go through the evolution, an important question I have is, what makes you a unique provider of full view measurement? More in the sense of lots of providers will claim I can give you, especially the e-commerce piece.
Yeah.
What makes yours unique and more reliable?
Yeah.
But first, take us to the evolution.
Sure. So Nielsen just celebrated our 100th anniversary, and we're really proud of our company history and the journey that we've been on throughout this time.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. If you think way back to 100 years ago, times were really simple. Consumers went into a store, they purchased a product, they only had one way to shop. We worked with retailers to track that sale, and we invented market share. It was very simple, and the way that things have changed over the last 10 years especially has been really, an accelerated rate of change. And now we have more ways to shop than ever before. Click and collect, ship to home, deliver to our home, quick commerce, and even engaging through social media. TikTok's here at our conference today. TikTok has actually exploded in sales in certain categories and departments like health and wellness. So we have lots of different ways that we can measure all those different types of buying.
I won't get to see the TikTok one because as a member of the press, I'm not allowed. But hopefully at some later point, once the product is well defined, we'll come back and we'll ask you what that is.
Perfect. I'll share what I can. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I was going to say I'll send you some notes, but I'm going to check with my team.
I'm going to wait and see.
All right, perfect. Good.
Awesome. So back to evolution.
Yeah. So as consumers, obviously we're really glad about this flexibility that we can shop in so many ways, purchase on TikTok or go to a Walmart or buy on Amazon, but it makes it really difficult for a brand marketer or a retailer because you no longer get to see your whole view of the world, and you need to rely on different methods for collecting that data, integrating that data, and analyzing that data. And so that's our whole vision with the full view, is how do we take all of that and put it into one place so that it is really easy for our clients. We've heard clients tell us that it can take up to 800 hours a year for them to just integrate all of this data. And that is wasted time, wasted energy. And so we're really trying to just make it more simple for our clients.
There's no doubt in my mind that the simplicity of that is extremely important. So I also asked you a second part of that, which was what makes you unique? Is it the simplicity?
I think the simplicity, but I also think that we're doing some very unique things. So Amazon, for example, we've now merged Amazon 1P data fully at an ASIN level with UPCs, and we have it now releasable within our retail measurement data. And there's a lot of companies that have, tried to measure Amazon in a lot of ways in the past using modeling techniques. And, we're using modeling techniques that we think are highly accurate. Our clients have told us they're really accurate. But what we've done is traditionally, when companies had measurement types for Amazon, you would be able to look at a brand, a category, a sub-brand, the ASIN level details, but you had to merge all of that data with your retail point of sale data yourself. And so we've now done the very hard work of merging all of that together. So I think that provides a really unique value to our clients. And so far they've been very excited.
So Amazon obviously is a behemoth, worked out. And for most businesses now, Amazon is very relevant as a retailer, right?
Yeah.
And a brand cannot actually be looking at a comprehensive share metric for which you're the most important choice.
Yeah.
Share metric, I say this to all of you all the time. Sunday nights, the first thing I would do as a CCO is as soon as the data is released, go look at my share numbers, right? But I found it increasingly hard that Amazon wasn't in that ecosystem because then it compartmentalized separately.
Yeah.
So sounds like now with you bringing in the ASIN level data, is it fair to say you get one vision for share for total North America as a fully reported coverage share?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is where, I think back to our heritage of 100 years ago, we invented market share. Now we're doing things in a very different way. And we believe that, yes, by bringing in all of these different data sources, they're not all retail point of sale, but we think that it's the right way to solve the problem for our clients, and that we're really moving ourselves into a space where we're going to recreate market share and do it in the way that you described.
And so I have to go to the buzzword of the year, but a very important buzzword. Go ahead.
I don't know, change?
Artificial intelligence.
Oh, okay,
right?
Yeah.
You can't be doing any of this without AI.
Yeah.
True or false?
Absolutely.
And so I got the privilege today for the first time. First of all, congratulations to NielsenIQ that the entire day today, at the time of this recording, was anchored around AI. Literally, I go to a lot of conferences either to speak as a CPG guy or being podcast or what was my day job. Nobody prior to today in any of the conferences I've been to, and there's so many providers, has really taken AI and demystified it in such a simple way as you all did today. And also had so many guest speakers on the why for AI, right? So does all of this mean that the share metric up top for North America can be considered reliable?
Yes. So we're finding it's highly reliable. Clients are telling us that it's highly reliable. They're signing up and moving their business towards us. We're really happy about that. So I do think it's really reliable. So talking a little bit more about AI, we're using a ton of AI within our operations teams to make sure that we are coding items across all of Amazon 1P and 3P, but then also receipts and a variety of different things, and we have to use AI to have that type of scale because the number of items has just exploded. And not just are we using it within our factories. You saw a demo today from Deb Box. She's our head of platform development, where she was showing our Ask Arthur capabilities. Again, a nod to our founder, Arthur Nielsen. We've merged, or we've created basically a generative AI front-end capability, which allows you to query data in a way that we haven't previously had within Discover, and not just query it and ask questions, but have it actually generate a new report for you. So on Sunday, you could have gone in and you could have just said, what is my market share? Why is it up? Tell me what my competitor's price is. Now summarize this in a report and send it to my friends.
Kim, I can't even tell you what a big deal that would have been to me, because one of the challenges that senior leaders have, and it's not just me as a CCO, right? It's any senior leader in North America in a commercial function. When they ask a question, it takes 2 days to get an answer, and they have to find the right person. Usually it's a little dominoes game that gets pushed on. Ask Arthur will solve that problem. Like instantly. In a minute. And so it's awesome for senior leaders, but it's going to be a little scary for those that are actually in an analyst side. And I actually think of it as a breakthrough moment in insights and analytics. So we're going to do a whole podcast on that one, because I do genuinely believe it's a breakthrough moment.
That's very cool. And I think there's always a need for human intelligence as a part of, your business questions too. But I do think it's going to dramatically speed up the insights, especially if you're just looking for a quick answer to feed your immediate need.
Kim, I'm all worried about the human intelligence piece. Just like when the iPhone came, something died. Do you remember what died?
I don't know,
The rotary phone died. Like, people don't have home phone numbers anymore. Do you care?
No.
And so it's up to us to adapt. I think it's kind of foolish, the amount of conversation and time we're spending in the industry, and it's going to kill jobs and it's going to take away human blah, blah, blah. It's like our whole life sits on one small device at this point. And we've kind of adapted to that, right? So I think it's a groundbreaking moment. You're the first in the industry to provide insights that way. So should be awesome. Let's move to NIQ Product Insider. Who is the target audience for Insider, and how does it cover generational gaps that in-store alone solutions may have?
So Product Insider is, we acquired a company called Label Insight several years ago, but what Product Insider does, or what Label Insight did at the time, was essentially they code data from packages and labels that are on products, and they code it not just for the marketing claims and the stated attributes, but they also code for the nutritional fact panel and the ingredient strings and everything really on the package. And so what that does is it gives you better, we call it characteristic or attribution data, so that you can just better understand and analyze a big data set based on what's being stated on the package, or what we can qualify as being true. So for example, like a package that says, not water, I'm holding a bottle of water, but it doesn't say calorie free, but we can look at it and it says 0 calorie. And so we can create kind of a qualified attribute of that, but not just, nutritional characteristics, also sustainability characteristics. So I would say the clients that tend to buy Nielsen Product Insider data, really it's clients that want to better understand emerging trends across various different spaces, and then also better segment, categories into what consumers are looking for to find pockets of growth.
I gotta imagine Insider actually is a very valuable tool in the innovation world. Because you can learn a lot about just products and trends, as you mentioned. There you go.
Fair, 100% fair. And I think a lot of the times clients say, oh, well, we know what types of products have launched. Sometimes they get launch data and say, well, we know these types of products have launched with these claims. But what we do is we connect it all with the sales data. So you can see what's really driving unit growth. Is it things that have 100 calorie or less? Is it things that are sulfate free? Or, whatever it is, we can connect it back with sales data.
Gotcha. So let me remind our audience, I'm speaking to Kim Cox, Managing Director for North America eCommerce and Global Snapshots at NIQ. Kim, talk to us about what is the Amazon Climate Friendly Pledge and Amazon Pharmacy, and how does NIQ go about responding to this level of attribution required, and likewise the coverage?
So if I take one step back, so you've got this Nielsen Product Insider data, which we've had and we've been able to use with our retail scan data for many years now. By taking that Amazon ASIN data and then merging it with a UPC, we now get all of those UPC characteristics that companies never had for their Amazon sales data. So there's other companies on the market that'll provide Amazon sales data, and they'll be tied to a category, a brand, a subcategory, an ASIN, but not size, form, flavor, all of these other characteristics, shade if you're, or scent if you're in the health and wellness space. So we've merged all of that data together and just unlocked a whole bunch of additional characteristic data on Amazon. And so in the case of Nielsen Product Insider, we have all of those attributes now applied to Amazon 1P data, and you can look at emerging trends that are popping on Amazon that just aren't popping in traditional retail. And we're finding that that's happening in a lot of places. We were just doing an analysis with a client in the beverages category, and they saw that on Amazon, whey protein products are up double digits, 83% on Amazon, but they're declining in XAOC. So it immediately makes them think, okay, well, what are the products that are growing? Why is whey protein growing? What sizes are growing? How can I kind of capitalize on that attention? We have a bunch of different examples of this. Antioxidant claims are another one. So antioxidant claims are down in our total retail universe. We call it XAOC, but it's up on Amazon 1P 42%. And so,
wow, who would have imagined? But wow.
Yeah, and I think like the beauty of being able to break it out and align it side by side is you just now have it doesn't get muddled in with the data. So if we had just combined XAOC and Amazon 1P, that's great, but we can also break it out so you can see Amazon next to any of your other retail data sets.
Awesome. Give me a sneak peek into dashboarding and reporting and full view coverage specifically for ecom. But here's the question.
Yeah.
What can users expect from a metrics standpoint?
Yeah.
I know search is a big piece of it.
Yeah.
And I want to understand what type of analysis a pure play kind of analyst can do.
Yeah. So we have really great digital shelf capabilities. We acquired a company that does web scraping at scale across the globe. But in the US, we track about 70 different retailers, and we scrape, it depends on the retailer, but hourly or at minimum, 4 times a day across different retailers to get information at a location-based. So it's all location-based analytics where we can look across a Walmart, for example, at 4,000 different stores. You can look at out of stock, and you can look at pricing and assortment. You can look at, search and content, and look at how I forget where you're from California, right?
Yes, Los Angeles.
Yeah, now we're best friends. But so in Los Angeles, your Walmart is going to look different than the assortment and the out of stock in mine in Columbus, Ohio. So it's really important to have, location-based analytics. So all of that is available in our digital shelf activation suite. And then you also have, the ability to look at your Amazon sales alongside of that, and other digital causals.
And then I know content is also a big piece of it. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, so on the content, we're constantly tracking content for our brands, for our clients' brands, and then their competitors, and we're creating kind of like a catalog of that all of the time, and creating content scorecards. How full is it? Do you have the right product descriptions? How many images?
Videos,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
Even your competitive set where they are, right?
Yep, correct.
Are you actually giving a content score like Salsify used to do, or actually allow the user to do the analysis?
So both. There is a content scorecard, and then your users can absolutely do the analytics on their own. We have a platform that they can log in, and you can enable an analyst to do it, or we also have API feeds that are available.
Got it. So now I'd love for you to, NielsenIQ has obviously been great friends with marketing in any large company or any large brand. Like the plethora of solutions is catered to marketing, especially on the panel side.
Yeah.
Sales has traditionally used the share component and the high-level retail measurement components, all the different causals that come of it. So let's wear a salesperson's hat for a second and answer the question, can full view measurement and product insider, when you bring them in next to each other, give a salesperson the ability to do a thorough driver's analysis on business causals, essentially, and chase the root cause of lack of growth? Now, let's look at the last year.
Yeah.
No large manufacturer or mid-tier manufacturer is hidden plan.
Yeah.
So now they want to know why.
Yeah.
Can we get that answer?
Yeah, so absolutely. So it goes back to your, Sunday night example. So you can absolutely log in and say, okay, my share is down. Look at a series of different retailers where, you have distribution and say, okay, well, my share is down in this particular retailer. And the reason why it's down is because of pricing or because of, or maybe my distribution fell off, but yeah, it's because of pricing. And then you can pinpoint the particular items that are, driving the decline. Or on the flip side, if you're thinking about growth, then, you can absolutely look at my data on Amazon is up and that's what's driving my share up. And here are the particular items and that are driving that share. And it tends to be, the ones that are healthier, lower calorie, larger sizes.
Now, is that typically a guided analysis? Would I have to set up a dashboard and just repeat it every week? How does that work on Discover?
Yeah, so you can also be alerted to when your share drops. So say you're out doing something on Sunday and you don't want to log into the system. There is an alerting functionality that you can be alerted when major things change. You can set up alerts.
And so
there are guiding flows too.
Let's say the alert now tells me I'm off by 1.5 share points. I'll just make it up, 150 basis points. And that was an alert.
Yeah.
I'm remote.
Yeah.
I don't have my PC in front of me, but I do have my iPad in front of me.
Yeah.
And I want to see why.
Yeah.
Can I click on the alert and actually get to the drivers?
Yeah.
Let me just hypothesize with you that 150 basis of change in share points is due to X part of the country, X retailer. It's due to a distribution void or a TPR competitive run, but in an automated way. Yeah,
we have a business drivers decomp, a volume decomp that you can click through, and then it clicks all the way down to like a SKU level.
Is that like the sales effectiveness tool?
So there is that one that has the modeled coefficients that are built into it, which is what you're talking about. That's called our business driver tool. And then we also have other versions that are a little bit more of a like a less analytical, approach.
And so the one that actually has the coefficients in it is a true driver's analysis.
Yeah.
Because if you say coefficients, it's got to be a driver's analysis.
Yeah. Our advanced analytics team builds that out. And then the models are constantly updated, but it's refreshed also with new data each time your database updates.
One of the things we're also going to do with NIQ, the balance of this year, is every month have a thought corner video on a topic. One of those that we will cover is the sales effectiveness dashboard and then how the coefficients are built. Cool. So I'm looking forward to that. So thank you for the summary of full view coverage that includes e-commerce. I started this podcast by asking you a question. Tell me why NielsenIQ is the best choice for full view coverage in North America. So you answered a lot of the questions, kind of demystified the why. Now we're going to go to the last question, which we call the CPG Guys Fast Forward.
Okay.
And what it is I'll ask you to pick up a crystal ball. How do you see coverage evolving? And is there anything specifically area that you feel you need to work on and so that you stay as an elite partner of choice for North America?
Yeah, so I believe that retail point of sale data is going to continue to be really important to us, but where there isn't a traditional retail model or a retailer doesn't want to provide their data for cooperation, I think we're going to continue to use different types of next generation data techniques in order to make the best decision for our clients and to serve the industry at large. And so I do think that the modeling that we've done with Amazon could also be replicated for other very important retailers. So I continue to see us going down that path.
Talk to us about Costco. What should we expect?
Yeah, so Costco's next up. So in Q4, we'll release a modeled version of Costco. It's done in a different way. It's not web scraping. I don't want to give away all the secrets, but we have a very excited group of clients that are excited for Costco.
And that's Q4 24?
Yep, Q4 this year. And the beauty behind that is it's not based on data from a retail cooperative. So everything is releasable, similar to how we use home scan panel or panels today, where it's not retail co-op data, so you can release things like private label. Gotcha. And everything will flow directly into our clients' hierarchies at an item level, at a weekly level.
One of the biggest challenges the industry has on Costco today is the inability to see competitive share. You can calculate your own because you get total category and you get your performance. Are you solving for the competitive element?
Yeah, and if we go back
Hallelujah.
to where we started, I really want to help our clients solve that problem because everyone feels that same pain that you're saying right there.
That again is a break. If you can provide competitive data on Costco, I'll call that a breakthrough moment.
That's the plan.
Eagerly looking forward to you coming back.
I'll call you.
And in Q4, no, you're not going to call us. You're going to actually come back here.
Perfect.
And we're going to ask you to do a thought counter with us for the Costco release.
Yeah, we're incredibly excited about it. So I'll pencil you into my busy schedule.
Awesome. I'll track you down. So by now you should know that. So thank you for your viewpoints across the board here on why NIQ is your partner of choice for full view coverage and for retail measurement. Let me remind the audience that you can find all of our content simply by going to our website and typing cpgguys.com as the URL. And if you think you or your company has thought leadership to contribute to a community discussion just like Kim did today, drop us an email at contact@cpgguys.com. Again, that's contact@cpgguys.com, and maybe you can join us on the podcast. Don't forget to drop us a rating at cpgguys.com in the navigation bar up top. Without you, we're nobody. So I want to say thank you from the bottom of our heart for the 31,000 plus dedicated followers on LinkedIn we have. Thank you for the DMs, the messages, the clicks, the likes, the comments. You help shape the show. Thank you, Kim.
Thank
you for making time during a busy conference when you have to be with so many clients, presenting, getting in front of all your clients and actually showcasing your different products. So I do appreciate that you made time for the podcast.
Of course, this is so fun and I appreciate you inviting me on.
That's it. That's a wrap for this episode. We'll see you soon on another episode of the CPG Guys.
The content in this podcast episode is provided for general informational purposes only. By listening to our episode, you understand that no information contained in this episode should be construed as advice from CPG Guys LLC or the individual author, hosts, or guests, nor is it intended to be a substitute for research on any subject matter. Reference to any specific product or entity does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by CPG Guys LLC. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. The views expressed by CPG Guys LLC do not represent the views of their employers or the entity they represent. CPG Guys LLC expressly disclaims any and all liability or responsibility for any direct, indirect, incidental, special, consequential, or other damages arising out of any individual's use of, reference to, or inability to use this podcast or the information we present in this podcast.